Hi, in this session I will be discussing put away for an inbound delivery. So far we have seen how to do a put away for a goods receipt. We do a goods receipt for a purchase order in a transaction MIGO, and then based on the goods receipt a transfer request is created and we do create a transfer order and do a put away with respect to the transfer order. In this session we will discuss about an alternative way to do goods receipt, that is with the inbound delivery. So let us try to understand what is the process and how do we do put away with an inbound delivery and what are the advantages. So what are the salient features of this process? So the goods receipt process with inbound deliveries maps the normal procedures in many enterprises very accurately. Typically in enterprises, the process is that once a vendor receives a purchase order from the organization, he would send a notification for the goods receipt in the form of a shipping notification. So the vendor would let the organization know when he would tentatively be sending the goods. First, he can also acknowledge the goods, the purchase order, and then he would send a notification, which is also known as a shipping notification, to give a tentative estimate of the time frame and the quantity of goods that he will be sending. Basically, this process helps the organization to plan the receipt of goods so that they are aware that the goods are going to come at so and so date and these many quantities, so that they can make provision to receive the goods or to stock the goods with. They can make provision for excess manpower if that is required, depending on the quantity of goods that is coming or the volume of goods that is coming, or if any special quality staff is required, they can make provision. So this is basically the normal process that is adopted in many enterprises, and put away with an inbound delivery helps support such processes. The inbound delivery can then be created either manually or automatically on the basis of the shipping notification. The inbound delivery therefore contains information on the anticipated times of delivery and quantities that will be delivered, and possibly also information on how the goods are packaged. It is also the reference document for subsequent put away with transfer order. So basically we're talking about the inbound delivery method of doing a put away. So there is another advantage of doing a goods receipt with an inbound delivery, that is, whenever you are receiving the goods with a MIGO, the system would post the goods at an IM level and the goods are still lying in the goods receipt area at a WM level. And once you do a put away at the WM level with the transfer order and then confirm the transfer order, only then they are also available at the WM level in the bins. So there is some time gap between the goods being available at an IM level and then further in the bins at a WM level. So in some enterprises this is a major disadvantage. This is because sometimes there is substantial time gap for the goods that are lying in the goods receipt area to be actually put away in the bins. So what happens is that if a goods receipt is done at an IM level and the goods are still lying in the goods receipt area and not in the bins, so this material is already available for selling. If this is a trading good, so if this is available for selling, the system will or can possibly make a delivery for this particular material which is available at an IM level in the storage location, but actually this is still lying in the goods receipt area and it needs maybe around 24 hours or 48 hours for this material to be put away in bins and finally be available for picking from the bins. So what happens is that if there is a delivery created for this material based on the information at a storage location level, then it is very difficult to locate this particular delivery or process this delivery into a transfer order and locate the material at the WM level in a bin, because the material is still not in the proper storage type, designated storage type for this particular material. So this leads to, we can say, wrong information to the customers that this material is always available at an IM level, or to the sales department that this material is available because they see it at an IM level as available, and consequently there could be delays in picking this material because this hasn't been put away in the designated bins. So if we use an inbound delivery way of doing a goods receipt, what happens is that we can create an inbound delivery with respect to a purchase order. This inbound delivery is further, here is the schematic representation. So we have a purchase order and we create an inbound delivery with respect to a purchase order. So far the system has not done a goods receipt for the items in the purchase order. So when we have an inbound delivery, with respect to the inbound delivery, a transfer order is created. This transfer order is then put away in the material in the transfer order is put away in the designated bins. So once this material is put away in the designated bins, we confirm the transfer order. Once the transfer order is confirmed, we would do a post goods receipt in the inbound delivery. With the post goods receipt in the inbound delivery, a material document is created and it posts the stock at an IM level. So the advantage is that when the goods receipt is done at an IM level, the material is now already available at a WM level in the designated bins. So till the time the material is not put away, a goods receipt is not shown in the system, the material does not appear in the stocks. Thereby, the sales guys will not have any false information and they will not create a delivery for this particular material. So this is another advantage, and many organizations would go for this particular solution because it represents an accurate picture of the available stock at any given point in time. So let us see what are the customization settings needed to execute this kind of a scenario, and let us execute this scenario to see what are the details we can observe during a put away for an inbound delivery. So whenever we want to do a put away with an inbound delivery, we need to make sure that there is a confirmation control key for an inbound delivery set up in the purchase order. So once this confirmation control key is set up in the purchase order, it will not allow you to do a MIGO for that purchase order. So all that you can do is create an inbound delivery and then process that inbound delivery further by creating a transfer order and put away with respect to the transfer order, and then do a confirmation for the transfer order. So let us see how to first set up a confirmation control key, and then let us try to create a scenario so that we understand this better. So I am in SPRO, Materials Management, Purchasing and Confirmations. Set up confirmation control. Here we can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 confirmation control keys already set up as standard by SAP. So these confirmations have different keys inside them to provide different functionalities. So this is the confirmation control key 0001, which has a confirmation control category of AB and LA. AB is the order acknowledgement and LA is the shipping notification. This LA is required for creating up an inbound delivery. Basically, AB would enable order acknowledgement coming from the vendor with any electronic means, maybe iDocs or whatever the process is set up. So if you select confirmation control key 0001, then you would have 2 types of confirmation categories possible in your confirmation control tab in the purchase order. Similarly, we have rough GR, shipping notification and rough GR. So there are different possibilities and arrangements. It depends on what is the business process. If the business would want to have a shipping notification in the form of inbound delivery and then a RUP GR or whatever. So let us have a look at the shipping notification, which is a pure shipping notification of an inbound delivery. We will be using this for our scenario, and if for any case you would want to use any other confirmation control key, make sure that the shipping notification LA is in the end and you have selected GR relevant tick for this. This tick is very important because without this tick you will not be able to post a material document when you are doing a goods receipt for shipping notification LA. So I am going to select 0004 shipping notification, which is only LA. You can choose depending on your organization needs. The MRP relevant tick would mean that this material is relevant for MRP runs. So let us see one more important key, that is the item category coming up in the inbound delivery should be relevant for put away. So I am in SPRO, again in logistics execution. I go to shipping, and we have this define item categories for deliveries. So for inbound deliveries, we have an item category ELN. So for ELN, we need to make it relevant for put away. Only once we make it relevant for put away, you can process the inbound delivery further into a transfer order. So this setting is very important. And in case you are using a standard item category ELN, then you need to make this relevant for put away. And in case you have this inbound delivery being used for non-warehouse managed plants, then probably you might have to make a copy of item category ELN and do the determination of item category for those kind of inbound deliveries coming up. So it is a different solution altogether and out of scope or of this particular session. What I'm trying to say that this particular configuration is important. This check is important so that the inbound delivery could be further processed, you making creating a transfer order. So I save this. Just for information, this similar setting is also done for an outbound delivery. If you want to create an transfer order for picking the outbound delivery, you have to select the item category, which is TAN, and you have to make it relevant for picking. So this is the complete configuration of delivery item category. There are many other checks, but this is the relevant one for us. But if you are only specifically looking at making the delivery item category relevant for picking or put away, you can go to picking and define relevant item categories. Here you can simply make a check. So this check is impacting the check that we have done in the item category details. So if you remove this check, then it would be removed from the place in the item category detail screen. So we are interested in ELN now because that is the item category for inbound delivery. And you can see that inbound delivery, although it shows relevant for picking, it is impacting the same checkbox that we have just checked. With this setup, we are ready to execute an end-to-end process, and we will see how the goods receipt happen and how it gets reflected in the at the IM level. So I will create a purchase order So here I am creating a purchase order for material 3127. This is the standard purchase order for quantity 150 and the plant is 1000. I am in the confirmations tab, and before saving this purchase order, I need to select the confirmation control key 0004, which is the shipping notification. So you've just seen the 0004 description is shipping notification, and once I hit enter, this is ready to be saved. Then if I have to see the details, then I would have to come to check the purchase order in the change transaction. So here I save this with the confirmation control key shipping notification. We have a transfer order created. Let us see how it looks now. So we have a shipping notification, and this is the place where the details would be entered. So if you have a different confirmation control key, like say the 0001, which has order acknowledgement, then the vendor would be sending the order acknowledgement, which would be reflecting over here. It would reflect the delivery date when he is expected to deliver, and the quantity and whatever. And if you have a shipping notification, typically shipping notification is for an inbound delivery, LA. So once you create an inbound delivery, only then it would reflect over here automatically. Till that time it won't reflect. So this is about shipping notification confirmation category LA. So let us try and create an inbound delivery for this. Using transaction VL31N. So this is the purchase order and the vendor, and I go inside. If you try to do a MIGO for this purchase order, it will not allow you because you have a confirmation control key 0001 setup, which is asking that you always do an inbound delivery for this particular purchase order. So you can see that we have the plant and the storage location adopted from the purchase order, and we have the overall put away status. So this basically status would come from the storage location because the system has checked that the storage location is WM relevant. So that is the reason we have this WM related status coming up. Also, if you see this item category ELN, now that we have made this item category relevant for put away, you can go to subsequent functions and do a put away for this. So far, if you look at the stock of this system, of this material, you would not see this 150 reflecting anywhere. So simultaneously at every step, we will see the stock of this. So we have total 475 in 001 storage type, and then we have 5 in the 999 differences. So the total stock at WM level is 480, and the total unrestricted use stock at an IM level is also 480. So we have a purchase order created, and we are trying to create a delivery for it, and we will process the delivery, create a transfer order, and then you will see how the stock changes. So assume that this is a scenario in your enterprise, and we want the stock to reflect at an IM level only after we do the put away. So we are simulating this scenario. So we can go in subsequent functions and try to create a transfer order. When we are creating this transfer order, this delivery would be saved. At this time, this is not yet saved, so it doesn't show you any inbound delivery number. It is in the process of being created. So you can either save it and then go to transaction LT03 and create an inbound create a transfer order, or you can directly create a transfer order from subsequent functions over here. So we have quantity 150. So I've created a transfer order as a normal transfer order in the subsequent functions and done the put away as a normal put away that we would do while processing the previous document. So this transfer order is created with quantity 150. And this is the inbound delivery that was created, and this is the purchase order number. This is the movement type. So once this transfer order is created, let us see how the stock looks at the WM level. Now we can see that there is 150 stock for put away and 150 minus 150 created in the interim storage area. This minus 150 is created because the stock is not yet goods receipted in the IM level, and we are directly trying to put away the stock into the bins from the inbound delivery and then further the transfer order. That is the reason, since the stock is about to be put away, because a transfer order is created, the system creates a negative stock over here to balance this positive stock. So once we confirm the transfer order, you would see that this 150 would come in the put away or the actual designated bin as per the transfer order, and this stock would go up. This stock would still remain as minus 150 because at an IM level we haven't yet posted the goods receipt. So after TO confirmation, we need to do a post goods receipt in the inbound delivery, which would create a material document for 150 quantity. This material document will increase the stock at the IM level, and then this would get nullified, or this would turn to 0. So let us see this in the system. So I am trying to confirm this transfer order. Just before confirming, let us see the delivery status. It shows that the overall put away status is C and the overall WM status is B. This is because we haven't yet confirmed the transfer order. I am now confirming the transfer order with the entire quantity. Now you can see the status in the inbound delivery that the WM transfer order is confirmed and this is C. There is something important that I was discussing when we were creating the confirmation control keys. So when we selected the confirmation control key 0004, you need to make this GR relevant. If that is not GR relevant, then you would have a checkbox over here that system would introduce. If you have a checkbox over here which says no goods movement, then the system, even after you do a post goods receipt after the TO confirmation, the system will not post a material document and this stock will never show up at an IM level. So that check of GR relevance is important. And also create inbound delivery check should be there so as to be able to create an inbound delivery. So this is just a hint to keep a watch on this setting, configuration setting. Otherwise you might end up running this scenario incorrectly. Let us take a look at the WM stock. We have just confirmed the transfer order and we can see that the stock in the bins has gone up, and the stock in the interim storage area is still minus 150. This is because so far the IM level stock hasn't gone up because there is no goods receipt posted. Let us now do a PGR, that is post goods receipt, for the inbound delivery, and then we can check the IM level stock as well. So just before we do a PGR, this is the IM level stock. I'm refreshing it and it is still 480. There is no increment in this stock so far. So here I am in the inbound delivery and about to do a post goods receipt. With the post goods receipt here, a material document will be posted and the IM level stock will also go up. This post goods receipt could also be done automatically by making a setting in shipping control for movement type 101. So before I do this post goods receipt, I will just show you the setting that I'm talking about. So I'm in SPRO, logistics execution, warehouse management, interfaces, shipping, define shipping control at movement type level. So what this setting is going to do is that you can select the behavior of the system whenever you have a transfer order and a delivery in picture. So you can go to our warehouse S01 and movement type 101. So here we have an option of selecting how the transfer order confirmation should behave. So if we don't select anything, then it would say do not copy WM quantity as delivery quantity. If you select 1, then it would say just copy the WM quantity as a delivery quantity into the delivery. If we select 2, it would mean that copy the quantity, the WM quantity in the delivery and post a goods receipt or a goods issue. What this means that if you select 2 over here, and save this, then henceforth whenever you have a transfer order being created and the movement type is 101, and you confirm, once you confirm the transfer order, the quantity with which you confirm the transfer order is going to be copied into the inbound delivery, and simultaneously a PGR, which is a goods receipt, would be done automatically. We will see this particular thing also in the outbound side. For an outbound delivery, you would select the movement type 601. So this setting comes in handy whenever you want to execute an automatic PGR or a PGI in the outbound or inbound delivery. And also an important part is that the quantity that you confirm in the transfer order gets copied to the delivery. So for example, if you are confirming the transfer order with partial quantity, say for example during the transfer order put away or picking, you find that the quantity in the delivery and the quantity available in the bins do not match, then you would post the transfer order or confirm the transfer order with a difference. So the delivery needs to adopt the quantity that you have confirmed so that it remains open for the remaining quantity. So this setting would help just achieve that. So right now I am just saving this, but since we have already created a transfer order and confirmed it, it will not impact our scenario. We will just try to confirm it manually and see the effect on the material document and the stocks. So this was about the shipping control, which will not impact right now. It will start impacting the next scenario onwards. I will post the goods receipt manually. We have the delivery quantity. So this was what I was saying, that if the transfer order is confirmed with a difference, then it would copy the actual quantity from the transfer order and post it over here. So I do a post goods receipt, and you can see that a material document would be posted. So if this GR11 tech is not there, then material document will not be posted. So here you can see that the goods receipt is saved and the goods receipt for inbound delivery document is posted. You can see all the documents over here, the transfer order which is confirmed and complete, and the goods receipt which has been posted. If the confirmation control key category is not GR relevant, then there will be a tick over here and a material document will never be posted. So this is very important to note. Now let us see the stock status at an IM at a WM and a WM level. So here at a WM level, I'll just refresh, and you can see that the minus 150 has disappeared. We can see now at the IM, I'll refresh, and we can see that the stock now shows up in the IM level. Now this stock is unrestricted use stock at an IM level, and if any delivery, outbound delivery is created for this, this is already available for put away in the warehouse bins for picking. So depending on the enterprise business process, we can use this method or this option of an inbound delivery for put away for doing goods receipt.